Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance, we are the future of crypto.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Vibra Live. My name is Adam. I'm the CEO of Vibra Finance. Like, subscribe, follow, share, anything you would like to do would be appreciated. But let's get into it. A lot of stuff going on. Crypto never sleeps, as we know, and the news doesn't stop. So follow us on Twitter if you're not, trying to post that alpha on here. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention, but yesterday we had the flipping of XRP. HEX has done it. We are now number 6 up on the chart. What's up, Mobius? How you doing, my man? And it's only a matter of time before CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, these other clowns jump on board and just they have to tell the truth. So a lot of people are. Ivan was talking about it yesterday. It's only a matter of time. People are going to start questioning it. When you see stuff like this, HEX by far one of the most highly traded altcoins. It's now the 6th biggest coin in crypto. We were now $2 billion, $1.6 billion ahead of XRP, and XRP had a nice pump yesterday. So until that lawsuit settles or anything, I think we got more going for us right now in the HEX ecosystem than XRP does with that lawsuit settling. People have waited. It's actually very comparable. People have waited almost 2 years for this XRP lawsuit to end. And us Hexicans, it's coming up on almost 2 years since our Pulsechain sacrifice. So I think that Hexicans are way more diamond-handed. I think the XRP will get dumped like crazy as soon as the settlement happens. So I don't see us having any issues staying up ahead of XRP. And then we got Binance next. We double up from here pretty much, 20 cents, 22 cents, and we're flipping Binance. I mean, could you imagine that? We get to number 3. That, we get to make this climb all again. I remember it last cycle when we climbed the top 10. It was awesome publicity for HEX. And the same thing now is we get to relive it with Richard, the narrative on him completely changing. It's not Richard's a scammer, HEX scam. People are now starting to listen and change their tune. So I got a video up about that in a second here, but let's check some of the bubbles for today. Getting into the Fed meeting this afternoon. We're expecting 25-point rate hike. If we get 0, we're going to pump like hell. If we get 50, the market is going to tank like crazy. So be aware of that. If we get an awkward run up right before 2:30ish, 2 o'clock, I might get a little bit nervous. But I don't want to see like last week or last month when Powell was in front of the Congress and talking, you could just watch the price of Bitcoin. It just literally went straight down. That it I don't know, it's not gonna show on this chart, but it was bad. The second he opened his mouth, straight down, red candle. So hopefully that could happen again today. But honestly, we don't care. How that's not gonna affect us. The more the market tanks, the more people find HEX, come into real DeFi. We have our own ecosystem now. We can kind of decouple from the market. I would love to see some kind of, how in CoinGecko you can sort by community, market cap, or chain. I would like to see like ecosystem, like Richard Hart ecosystem, and get there. That would be kind of cool. But green. I'd like to see that. Chain link some of these ISO coins. Casper, XLM had a great pump yesterday. I've been talking about XLM people that look for coins besides HEX. A lot of clients of mine are into XLM. They are now MoneyGram. You have to make that association. XLM is MoneyGram. They own them. They are now instant settlement around the world, micropayments, and just think in like 20 to 25 years, where is this price going to be? It hasn't done anything recently, but coins like Stellar, these are coins that I look at completely different than HEX. These are coins that I just tuck away and put away forever, in my iTrust IRA account. The selection in there is very limited. They don't have these degen altcoins, some of the coins that pump like crazy, Render, Singularity Net, they don't have them. They're just the blue chips. And I would much rather have my 401k or my IRA in blue chip cryptos than any stocks or mutual fund. They can't even outperform alleged inflation. Even though I think we are in a state of deflation, that's a different category, different discussion. But tomorrow, Corium, Core Nova, main event launch and party. I cannot wait to see the footage from this. KSB TV will be there, I believe. Black Hexagon and Fashion Coder 2. This is going to be so cool, guys. I'm super excited. Just the floor, everything is LED lights in this place. So I wish I was there or was able to go and be there at it. But hey, we got Hexagons representing there. That's what it's all about. We had a ticket. We didn't want to go to waste. So we were able to transfer that and give it to Fashion Coder, which is awesome. Getting Hexagons there. It's all about building community, coming together, and all ships rise with the tide. So, Corium is no threat to HEX at all. What they're doing is a threat to JP Morgan and the big banks. That's why I really support Corium, because all the small local banks need a blockchain. They need enterprise solutions to compete with JP Morgan's Onyx. And Corium is one of those companies. So if we want to see the banks, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, if you just want to see 5 banks out there, then don't support stuff like Corium and these guys that are building competition to the big banks. So enough of that. Let's see what we got. And I just can't stop looking at the HEX price. Now I think if we could hold 10 cents as a new floor, that would just be epic. What's up, Finn Bear? How you doing, my man? Hope all's well. Everyone's sleeping better though, for sure, with the 10-cent HEX. I know know that. Well, I'll be on the 5th. Jesus, this Bluetooth mouse is horrible. All right, let's get on the daily here. There we go. That looks much better. I like that. I'm liking this, guys. Well, I really do think we're going to hit a new all-time high before Pulsechain launch. I really do. It might be tinfoil hat, but this stuff can go up so fast, so quick. Once you get a pump, once you get green candles, once you get FOMO, all my friends that I tried to get into HEX, they would not buy HEX at under a penny. They waited until it was a quarter, 50 cents, and then they wanted to FOMO in. It's crazy how people work. I'm telling you right now, I watched it firsthand last bull run. I shilled HEX to everybody I knew, everyone, and they did not want to get in until it was green. It's really crazy, guys. So what a pump. Oh my, yes, Finn Bear, we are pumping like crazy. And just looking at that, this is what really makes me bullish. More than the chart that I'm looking at is the transaction. I can't zoom in on this. The transactions right here. Look at the buys and sells. We're more than doubling. And this has been days now this is happening. The buyers versus sellers. It's completely changed. And man, if this can sustain itself where we're doubling up every single day, it's going to be green, guys. It's not going to stop. Now with Ivan shilling HEX every single day, things are starting to change. I want to play this video right here. So this is Crypto Banter, right? This is what their guy that goes off that he streams in the middle of the night here in the United States. So it's one of the first ones to have stream when I wake up at like 6 in the morning. So listen, and Now, he has never ever talked about HEX, right? I watch his streams, you know, every other. I'll pop in, just see what they're talking about. And finally today, listen to what he says, though. I want you to hear this. This is the narrative going around. So what do you guys think about that? Do you really think that HEX is doing well only because of the Pulsechain launch? Or do you think there's an other narrative out there called real DeFi with no admin keys, the coin that made Uniswap what it is back in the day? Ah, no, really? That clip didn't play? Hold on a second. Let me see what's going on here. All right, guys, let me know if this plays this time. So you guys, because you hear that time, I mean, so it's only doing well because of the Pulsechain narrative, which that's why. But that's what can you not go to Deck Screener and come here and look and see that every single day we've doubled up at least the buy to sells. Go to Ivan's Morales degen tracker. He's shilling HEX every single day. All the influencers talking about it. Man, I don't know why this video won't play. I'm giving up on it. So he just says that this is the first time ever that this guy in Crypto Banter has talked about HEX. The first time ever. And he says it's only pumping because the Pulsechain launch could be coming out. And what about the whole DeFi narrative? What about the whole situation with the banks going on right now? What about ETH 2.0 with the Shanghai upgrade? All the ETH on exchanges is going to be coming into real DeFi, and people are going to find HEX. HEX is the reason Uniswap was what it was. HEX started DeFi, and people will find that out. You know, and it's awesome. I can't wait. You know, they're slowly coming around. You know, they're now telling you half the narrative. You know, and we'll see. Pump and dump. Yeah, we'll see. HEX is gonna pump. It's only a pump on Pulsechain when people realize it's not done. We'll go down to 2 cents. I'd love to make a bet if HEX hits 2 cents again. Honestly, I don't see it happening. It could. I mean, it's crypto. Anything could happen, but we'll see. I don't know why this sound is so bad, guys. I don't know what's going on. What it is. He's. I just want to make the point that this guy he's talking about HEX. They can't ignore it now. It's on their radars. And this is just so bullish for us. You know, we've been going 2 years where HEX is a scam. The biggest influencers, BitBoy, Crypto Banter, Ivan, none of them would talk about it. DIY investing, Mason, now they're all talking about HEX. All of them. So Richard's completely changed up his Twitter. His marketing campaign now has completely changed.
He's bragging a little bit again, but he's also letting us know with Pulsechain updates, with stuff going on around the country, or the world. He hasn't done this before. It was all bragging. This is awesome to see. When people come here, you cannot ignore this. Just look at this chart here this year. I mean, yeah, obviously there's other coins. If Singularity Net's probably not on here, some of the AI coins. But if these are probably top 20 coins, top 50 coins, and it's not even close. You can't ignore it. It's only a matter of time, guys, before we pass Binance, we pass the stable coins, and we're sitting at number 3. We're going to make a new all-time high before Pulsechain launches. I mean, these things can go up so fast when virality comes. People are waiting for 3 green candles. And once you have that, the last 2 times it's happened with HEX, it went parabolic. And we're setting up for that. One more monthly close, green. Whoo, it's going to look good. And we talked about this yesterday a little bit, that Ron DeSantis is now banning stablecoin or CBDCs in the state of Florida, which is awesome to see. That's the start. And then today we got some new news. Ted Cruz introduces bill blocking Fed adopting CBDCs. Republicans cited privacy concerns as a reason for opposing CBDCs for consumers. And this is not going to happen. I was talking about it the last couple of days. The World Economic Forum, the IMF, their plans are falling apart. They look like a bunch of clowns now. They're trying to push the climate change narrative and this and that. And half of these people sitting on these boards have no clue what the hell they're even talking about with the ESG stuff and sustainability and carbon credits. It's a nightmare. It's not even going to be possible for companies to track all their carbon credits. And I just don't see it happening. It's going to drive and divide people more and more and more. So this is awesome to see. Ted Cruz explained that unlike decentralized cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, digital currencies created by the government are centralized and could be more vulnerable to cyber attacks, or even used as a tool to survey Americans' private transactions. Allowing the government to centralize Americans' financial information and increase surveillance is a simply bad idea. The American people ought to be able to spend their money how they choose without the possibility that every transaction could be tracked by the government. Policy this impactful should be made by Congress, not government bureaucrats. Gary Gensler. And our bill would ensure that no one is snooping on the finances of hardworking Americans. Every American deserves that peace of mind. That's it right there, guys. Anyone that's been worried about CBDCs or all this, stop right now. It's done. We are not going to be handcuffed by some programmable money. It's not happening. It was all a narrative to drive you to hit the sell button with whatever cryptos you had. This is a giant flush out of all retail because the banks want in. The banks want to buy all your crypto and turn around and sell it to you when it's safe for 10 times the price. That's what's going to happen. The cat is out of the bag. I was been caught talking about Russia and China. They both went live with their digital payments, with their CBDCs, the retail digital ruble. And they gave up. And now Russia is just going to use the digital yuan. They have the infrastructure built for this. The Belt and Tie Initiative, or the the Belt and Tie. There's so many things going on. Initiative where China spent billions of dollars building out infrastructure all throughout Asia. And in return, you have to use the digital yuan as a payment rail. And China is now on board, Russia is now on board with this. Russia to launch digital ruble pilot in April. So this is going to be for retail only. And this is what the United States is doing. We're sitting back and watching what the world is doing, what is going on around us. And then we will see what works around here, what doesn't work, and then go from there. We're not going to come out and put laws in that drive innovation elsewhere around the world. They understand that this is the internet, the web revolution on steroids. We cannot lose jobs. We can't lose anything around the world. And it's obvious now that the politicians, they know, they're all almost actors, guys. They're all playing fools out there, every one of them. So now we got Texas and Florida, probably two of the most conservative states in the country, coming out and saying, no way this is going to happen. So I think the only way that they're going to do some kind of CBDC, they're going to say, look, see how bad this is, but this can be used for like Best Buy. If they have a digital currency or a digital coupon and it expires, they want to give a 30% off coupon for a month. They can somehow have a digital coupon or some kind of digital just payment rail that is programmable. And that's where this is going. In no way is this going to come and take our freedom. It's going to backfire the more they try it. If this failed in China, if this failed in Nigeria, there's no way this is going to fly in the United States. So this is kind of the writing on the wall. This solidified it for me. I kind of had a feeling this wasn't going to fly when China was bragging that they did $14 billion in volume over 2 years. And if you look at Tether, that's 12 hours. So I'm not fearing anything at all. And, this is just everything going on is a mass consolidation. The banks are insolvent right now. If everyone went to cash in their money, they would have maybe 10 to 15% to give you. So that's a major problem. They're going to have to get backed straight by the Fed. That's where this is going. Trump led the way with kind of merging the Fed with the Treasury, and the writing's on the wall. The whole world's in trouble right now, economically, financially, and crypto's the only way out, in my opinion. And the banks are going to want in on this. I was watching a stream yesterday that Fidelity has a crypto exchange built in for businesses. You can now set up a business account and go and trade cryptos. There's only a few in there, but they said, and they were talking about custody, and they're not going to use a third party for their Fidelity for their custodianship. They're going to do it in-house. And in the future, they're going to build it out where if you have Bitcoin or other coins on a hardware wallet, you'll be able to send those into these accounts. So the whole thing that I was worried about was what happens when these banks and JP Morgan, Bank of America go to a one-stop shop where everything is there for you to buy. Stocks that are tokenized, bonds that are tokenized, gold that's digital, digital real estate, NFTs, all of that is going to be in a one-stop shop. And I was just concerned that they were going to somehow have it on a blockchain that was not interoperable with Metamask and hardware wallets, that we would have, HEX in our wallet, but somehow they would bring it over to a new blockchain they were using that we didn't have access to. And that is not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing right now that they're listening, and they're going to build interoperability for our wallets. So when in the future, if say, after this bull run, you swap some profits into Ethereum and you want to invest it in some, digital real estate or something with Fidelity, and we're going to be able to send our cryptos to those banks and to those institutions, which I was very nervous about. And this now, I'm so bullish for everything in crypto, because this here too, MetaMask and Moonpay partner to let Nigerians buy crypto via bank transfer. So MetaMask, if you guys don't know, that's Circle, who owns them, and JP Morgan, Circle, they're all behind MetaMask. And just seeing this and the FUD that came out with Nigeria, and how they were limiting the amount of withdrawals that you could take out of ATMs because the CBDCs were coming in. Well, that was an epic failure. It literally led to riots on the streets. And now they said they have to, if they're going to roll this out, they have to make crypto or Bitcoin a terms of payment or a method of payment. So this partnership will allow Nigerians to purchase crypto tokens directly from their MetaMask wallets. These crypto purchases will be via local bank transfers from directly within MetaMask. Are you guys seeing that right there? So this is what the United States is waiting for. This is why we're sitting back, not doing anything. We're waiting to see what works around the world. China tried to roll this out. Full-blown CBDC failure. Nigeria tried to roll it out. Epic failure. So where did they settle? Well, the banks controlling it in a sense, where they control the on-ramps to MetaMask. So all the money's still going through the banks, but they're still getting their cut. The banks were making their money manipulating markets. Well, crypto has such a big upside to it, and it's so much money made on fees that when people come in, they can live on swap fees. That's how much they're making on us when we're swapping money. It's really crazy. And when you just use MetaMask, you pay that 3/4 of a point on every single transaction that you don't need to. But people don't know this stuff. And just little things like that is going to allow these banks to survive. People that don't know better, whatever, there's enough for them to eat where they don't need to control everything. And Moonpay is an on-ramp that I use personally for Lobster Wallet, Zoom Wallet, Hashpack Wallet, all these third-party wallets that I use for my cryptos, so I don't give them to anybody. All the on-ramps are from Moonpay and Banksa, and there's only a handful of companies. And now the fact that Nigeria is letting you load your bank directly to MetaMask, I mean, that's everything I need to know. Hearing Fidelity in the future is going to allow you to bring Bitcoin or cryptos you had on a hardware wallet into their platform. The writing's on the wall. These CBDCs are only going to be an offer or UBI or stimulus or something like that. So when the government issues out $1,000 check, you'll get that check. It won't go to a dead cat, or it won't take 6 weeks. And I could see them rolling this out in exactly this way right here. All right, guys, new round of stimulus coming, $1,000 for everybody. But here's the catch. If you want it now, you get it in the new digital dollar, or you can wait 4 months and we'll send you $1,000 via check the old way. How many people are gonna wait and say, yeah, I'll take the check. I'll just wait. I bet you 80% of people would say, screw it. I'll take the digital dollars. Give it to me now. That's how they're going to get you. It's all going to be a sneaky little offer that we're going to accept. And from there on out, I think they're going to be only used for retail payments. I was looking into deposit tokens. I talked about it on stream a couple of days ago, that these banks are creating deposit tokens that are basically stable coins for them, where they can take all their cash deposits, turn them into deposit tokens, get 9 times the leverage loaning them out to people. And then those deposit tokens can be used on any bank platform, interoperable with all their partners, so you can move money around. So they can take $100, turn it into $900 in deposit tokens, and then that $900 can flow around their whole ecosystem. And guys, I'm really bullish on this. I don't think the United States is going to just crush everything. All we're seeing are partnerships with all the biggest companies. Starbucks partnering with Polygon, Adidas, all of it is happening right in front of us. It's, so I'm super bullish, guys. Moonpay cut me off last year, but Transact still works. But yeah, bro, there's a couple options out there. If for some reason, I don't know why they cut you off, if it was your bank or, they didn't even have to give you a reason, which is the craziest thing. But there's a bunch of different options, like Hashpack Wallet, Zoom Wallet, Lobster Wallet, Trust Wallet. They all pretty much have fiat on-ramps. And now this right here is paving the way for our banks to do the same thing. We're going to be able to use MetaMask, Uniswap V4. They're building it out for banks on their back ends, specifically for them. And people don't understand that. So all of it is happening the writing is on the wall. We're going to have a massive bull run. We're going to be able to bridge our stuff into banks, into the traditional market rails. And I'm not fearing this at all. We are purposely waiting to see what works so we can write laws that don't stifle innovation, that don't drive people elsewhere. Gary Gensler, just look at him as an actor, honest to God. Right now, I just saw that Sushi Swap is getting sued by the SEC. So one by one, slowly stuff's going to happen. Sushi Swap will pay their fine. they'll be good to go. That's a DEX that is doing a lot of volume, doing stuff, taking money away from the banks that they're going to let operate. They're not going to shut them down, pull a tornado cash on them. And I'm just bullish as hell. No reason given. Would love a new list of on-ramps. Yeah, bro, I'll put one together on Twitter, and I will I'll let you know, because I talked about this with Chris from the Verse. We went through a show and we did DeFi, and there's pretty much every native wallet, Kepler wallet. What is it for Globians? The GBEX wallet. I forget what the XDC wallet is, but the Zoom wallet for XRP, the Lobster for XLM. That Lobster is honestly my favorite one, to be honest with you. Lobster wallet, they have MoneyGram built right into it. So if you're sending, receiving, it's right there. It's honestly my favorite. It's right in the App Store. It's so easy to use. And what's cool about it is if you deposit, all right, so say you buy $500 of Ethereum. Well, it's going to be bridged over Ethereum onto XLM, but you have the option of saying, well, I don't want it on here, send it to this address. So if there's a list of cryptos you can buy, and then you can send them to the native coin to wherever you want it, to Atomic Wallet, to a hardware wallet, wherever you want it. You can put that address in there and have that money sent. It's really cool, bro. And that's where this stuff's all going. When I was at PulseCon in September, I went into Resort Worlds where we stayed, put $1,000 into an ATM, and I went and started a brand new MetaMask wallet. And I was able to put $1,000 in that wallet with a brand new email address I just started and a brand new MetaMask wallet, no ID. So there's ways of putting money into these wallets without leaving a paper trail if you don't need one. I didn't care. I don't need to not do that, but just the fact it was available and that was an option was super bullish for me in the future. That they're not going the opposite. They're not cutting back on it. They're building infrastructure to expand this, only using banks, using the existing infrastructures as much as they can. They know the cat is out of the bag, guys. We're so early on this stuff, and they just know if they stifle innovation here, this is a global economy now. People will just go to London. People just go to Abu Dhabi. People will go to Singapore. People don't care anymore. People will pack up and leave because they can run their businesses through Zoom, through Web3. It's really going to change a lot. The biggest problem I see in the future is all of the empty office space. I don't think there's going to be a housing crisis. I think it's going to be an office crisis. All these companies right now are paying their leases, but when they expire, no one's going to renew a massive 25,000 square foot lease when 10 people are in the building. Everybody's downsizing, and all these offices that are built around the country are going to sit vacant. And that's where I see the biggest problem coming is an inventory of commercial real estate. And that too, all the loans, all that real estate, the banks write all the loans on. So that's going to be, in my opinion, what drives the banks down over the summer. You cannot compare right now to the 1970s. It's just not even logical to do. With the boomers, the first-time home buyers, how you had to buy a house then, there weren't 15 people lined up that were pre-approved for 10% down, 3% down. It didn't exist back then. So the housing market, those stats way back then, you can't even compare it, guys. It's a different world. So I highly encourage focusing on recent stuff. 2008 since. It's been a different world since 08. If you look at what the Fed is doing, and they're now stuck. They don't have anywhere to hide. The Credit Suisse thing, Rags, that stream was awesome you did the other day, pointing out Credit Suisse. This is all attack on fossil fuels to push this whole green narrative down people's throats. But it's crazy because when I talk to people that are in the corporate world that are very successful, they don't even know what the hell ESG is. They have no clue. So they're going to have basically to hire a party to come and take care of this stuff. So I just don't see it happening. They're going to try, but in my opinion, it's going to be an epic failure. And there's going to be way more problems to worry about than the climate. They're trying to use climate to hide the problems that the world is insolvent. And, you know, it's really nuts, but that's why we're in crypto. That's why we're here now. We see that what's going on, and we can front run all this and profit on how stupid the banks are and how dumb Wall Street is and how unwilling to change they are. They know everything, and they just get wrecked over and over and over, and it doesn't change. It's nuts. I live in a rural area. We have about 10 industrial plants that are closed and empty for sale of one company in the USA. Exactly, bro. Who's gonna take those? You know, those two, and it's gonna be a big problem. You know, I just see every time I take a drive, every city here, there's a ton of office space. You know, all of the state, every single state agency, every single department of this, department of that, they all have massive offices. You know, I when I quit being a commercial real estate broker, I went and worked at the state. I got scammed into this job. They paid really well, but what the job description from what you did, but after about 3 months, but seeing how the state functioned, how they wrote leases, how they looked at stuff was crazy. So this stuff is going to collapse on them. The inventory, if you're seeing that now in rural areas, the industrial plants, imagine the big cities. It's 10 times as bad as that. So they're going to have 100 industrial plants that are closed with nobody to come in. You know, a lot of manufacturing jobs are coming back from China. They can't survive. I'm praying that happens, bro. I would love to see these jobs not being outsourced to China. You know, companies say, all right, let's see now, where are we going? All right, what is not Vietnam over there, but one of Cambodia or Sri Lanka. China is now just using them as their labor. It's just a shift of slave labor. It's horrible. So if the United States, if we would use this tax money to not give to freaking Ukraine and give incentives for United States companies to hire locally, to build in the United States, incentivize them, tax the hell out of people that outsource across the pond. If you're outsourcing to China, 30% tax on all that. You know, incentivize all the companies that aren't outsourcing. You know, it's so easy to do if you use your brain. But I think that I don't know what it is. If it's on purpose, I mean, I don't think people are that stupid. It has to be money driven. Just, it's so sad, guys. It's sad. You know, I pray it comes back. You know, I really would love to see exactly that. Incentivize building back. What was the slogan? Build back better or something like that. Well, you can't build back better when you're doing it in the Ukraine and laundering money over there through FTX. I mean, Sam Bankman-Fried had 200 shell corporations that he had under his web. That money was coming straight from Ukraine and being funneled into those companies. No one talks about it. I mean, it's so crooked, but that's what we're here for, guys, to build. I don't like to point fingers and blame. I like to bring solutions to that. So I want to build. I want to start building Hexaco. I want to see within 4 to 6 hour drive everywhere in the United States, there's a self-sufficient farm that's up and running, that there's jobs available at, there's work available at, where anyone that is out of a job, gets fired, is going through a hard time, yeah, come live here. We have a place for you to stay. And you know what? You're not going to make any money, but you can work here. You can stay here for free. If we had that within 4 to 6 hours, a farm in every state that was self-sufficient, that had a place for hexagons to stay, you know, a place to hang out, a place to stream at. I mean, that's how we build, guys. That's how we get out of this system and don't even worry about this stuff. You know, if we could have like a big room where we could come do streams, do all that stuff, that's the future. We don't need to rely on any of this stuff. I want to start building it out now and having our own supply chains, our own banks, our own means of, you know, whatever it is. You know, that's the future. And that's what I want to start building, is getting a group of people where no matter where you are in the United States, within a 6 hour drive, there's someone there that will help you out and let you live there and figure out whatever you got to do. That's the solution right there, in my opinion. That's the only way I see out of this mess we're in. Build our own supply chains, build our own schools, our own home schools, all that. Why can't 6-year-olds start learning about finances? Why can't they start learning about important stuff? If it was up to me, I would change the whole curriculum in public school, but you can't do it. It's funded by one party only. And, right, left, they're both wings of the same bird. The right and left, they both work for the banks. If you pay attention, under Trump ushered in vaccines. He was the number one V salesman out there and brags about it. That never would have happened under Biden. Biden could never get the country to lock down. These patriots would have did anything for Trump. They would have done anything he said. So the most liberal stuff happens under Republican watch. The most conservative stuff happens under liberal watch. Everything is an inversion, guys. It really is. So let's enjoy the pump. Shout out Black Hexagon and Fashion Coder. Enjoy Cornova. Can't wait to see the KSB footage and pictures, all that. Mainnet's going live. Guys, this is the also a way to say F you to JP Morgan and these banks. Support companies that are building out infrastructure for small banks. Provenance blockchain. I talked about that yesterday. I just found out about that. I'm going to do a stream about that later this week. The competition to JP Morgan out there. At least if people know, hey, JP Morgan's doing this, the small banks are coming together to do this. It alleviates that fear of, oh my God, CBDCs are coming, my bank's going to close. No, guys, we can take control of all our finances. Crypto is so liquid. You can have any single crypto you want in your ledger. You can then send it to Atomic Wallet, swap it for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and send it to PayPal, or swap it for Bitcoin and send it to Cash App, sell it and move it to your bank instantly. You can have any crypto into your bank within an hour. And people don't realize that. Any crypto on any chain, pretty much. Atomic Wallet has hundreds of coins you can swap across chain. XRP is on there, anything. So any coin, HEX, you make a ton of profits on. You could swap your HEX in here for Bitcoin, send it to Cash App, sell it into your bank. You're going to have to obviously declare it, but this stuff is so liquid. People don't even know about this stuff. I tell people this stuff every day, and people are shocked it exists. That, oh my God, my crypto, my ledger, I can have that in my bank within an hour. Yeah, you can. It's very doable. Atomic Wallet, swap, and then send. PayPal now allows you to move cryptos in and out of there. And Robinhood and these other exchanges, apps are going to start allowing the same thing. They're not going to block this stuff. They have to work with it. They realize this is the future. And this stuff's not going to stop. We're only building more and more and more, and this stuff is just going to go offshore and to other markets if the U.S. doesn't embrace it. So I'm so bullish on the future. Ted Cruz just made the announcement. Florida's doing it too. CBDCs are not happening, guys, under their watch. And I was saying this for a while. That, oh, sorry about that. Little commercial there. What does that say? Energy prices have plummeted. But yeah, guys, don't be afraid. I'm super bullish. Everything is falling into place exactly how I wished it would. Fidelity, all these institutions are going to allow you to move your crypto in. Where was this whole Metamask thing? I mean, Metamask is Circle, JP Morgan, corporate America, basically. And the fact that they are allowing you to move money from your bank into MetaMask and then swapping, the writing's on the wall, guys. This was after CBDCs were an epic failure. If they launched their Naira or whatever it was, their CBDC Naira, and it worked, this would not be happening. There was a civil war on the streets. Violence broke out, and now Bitcoin is now a means of currency and legal tender in Nigeria. And I think that's going to happen in all these third world countries. They're just going to allow Bitcoin as payment, and that's going to prevent all the corruption and inflation from happening. Well, not all, but should prevent most of it. Just giving people another option. It prevents corruption. So we're going to follow suit with all this stuff. We're going to end up with some kind of retail digital currency only used for payments, stimulus, UBI, something along those lines, guys. It's not going to happen where if you've done everything right in your life, all of a sudden your privacy is just going to get upended. Your money is now programmable. It's not going to happen. It's not. What's going to happen, though, is we are going to flip Binance in the next by 4:20 on the April 20th stream. We're going to come on here and HEX is going to be sitting in the number 4 spot. That's my tinfoil hat prediction for today. We already know HEX will make a new all-time high before launch of Pulsechain. And man, I'm just so bullish for the future. All the stuff that I was fearing is all not happening. All the stuff, guys, all of it. So it's happening. What's up, Hexway Vision? My man, Uncle Max, you're a legend. I can't wait to see you in New York City at NFT New York. Actually, that's like April 12th to 14th. That could be right around the time that HEX moves up and flips Binance and USD. I mean, all we got to do is basically double up and have Binance come down 10%, and we're there. So that could happen, and I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait to hopefully see you in New York. Easy with the W word there, Captain. So yeah, sorry about that. I got to watch myself now. We have 500 subscribers on the channel. We're doing big things these days. So if you're not already subscribed, like, share, follow. Appreciate all the support. I'm now streaming. I'm 5 days a week now. Going to be consistent with it. And hopefully you guys want anything covered, just let me know. I'm more than happy to cover anything you guys want. What's up, Paul? Appreciate you stopping in. That's all I got for today. I'll be back tomorrow. I run with Metamask with Trezor. Hope that's perfect, bro. That have your hardware wallet, then Metamask, then transaction. So anytime you're doing something in Metamask, you hit OK, you have to sign the transaction on the wallet. I do everything that way through my Ledger. And that's what I would recommend. Yep. That safety first. The last thing it's the worst thing to do or see is when people get hacked and then they do this stuff. All right, I'm going to now use my Ledger through MetaMask. If you do that at first, you're saving yourself from the most gut-wrenching feeling in the world. So be safe, guys. Hardware wallets first, then interact with your decentralized apps out there. You never know. Like, share, subscribe, follow. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 9:30. And then Friday, same thing. And HEX News Saturday night. Last step, Alfred, be a designated. Yes. Yep. If you can afford to do that, 100%. And then, yep, read only on your cell phone. And then you guys, I love it. Safety first. And then you don't have to fear the horrible stuff. You can only stay positive. And I was talking to Hex Ray about that yesterday. When you're fearing something, you make irrational decisions. And that's not what we want to do. Stay positive, make smart decisions, have a plan, stick to it, and thrive and crush. All right, guys. See you tomorrow. Appreciate all the support.